You sit quietly in your room, late at night, staring at a screen that slowly fades into total darkness. Nothing catastrophic happened today, yet a heavy feeling settles quietly somewhere deep inside your chest right now. You earned a small win earlier, but all you can think about is one tiny potential loss ahead. That single mistimed text or minor mistake haunts your thoughts while every recent victory completely disappears from mind. The brain seems hardwired to protect what it holds, rather than celebrate what it could easily gain today. Losing $100 cuts through your mood much deeper than finding that same exact bill feels good. This emotional asymmetry shapes almost every silent choice you make, from love to your daily personal work. We call this psychological pattern loss aversion, but calling it a simple bias misses its true emotional weight. It is an ancient mental shield designed to keep you safe, yet it quietly builds an invisible prison. You hesitate to reach out to someone new because the fear of rejection outweighs potential deep connection. You stay inside a comfortable routine because losing stability feels far scarier than missing out on growth. Every morning presents a subtle choice between stepping forward into light or clinging tightly to familiar shadows. Your mind treats potential negative outcomes like existential threats, while positive possibilities remain abstract and oddly distant. Think about that internal tension for just a brief second, and notice how often safety wins your choices. We replay past failures on endless loops, analyzing every detail while forgetting every single time we actually succeeded. Think about how you handle simple, everyday interactions when something small goes slightly off its intended track. One bad moment can ruin an entire evening, while 10 great moments barely register inside your mind. You scroll past endless good news just to focus on one subtle threat hidden within your social feed. This constant vigilance wears down your spirit, leaving you feeling strangely exhausted by the end of each day. The subconscious mind believes that holding on to current ground matters far more than conquering any new territory. And this silent mechanism operates continuously behind every decision, whether you are consciously aware of it or not. You might believe you seek genuine happiness, but your brain mostly seeks to avoid any potential emotional pain. That subtle distinction transforms how you view your ambitions, relationships, and the dreams you quietly hold inside. We protect our ego from potential failure by simply never trying, convincing ourselves that waiting is somehow safer. If this quiet psychological insight resonates with you today, consider subscribing to explore more human behavioral patterns. The pain of letting go often feels far worse than staying attached to things that no longer serve. You keep old items, toxic habits, or fading friendships simply because losing them feels like a severe personal defeat. Psychologists call this the endowment effect, where value inflates simply because something currently belongs directly to you. The moment an object or relationship is ours, its perceived loss carries an overwhelming emotional price tag. But that is not even the real reason why leaving past comfort hurts as deeply as it does. The true pain comes from confronting the silent space left behind when you finally decide to let go. We fill that empty silence with overthinking, fearing that nothing better will ever arrive to take its place. So we hold on to lukewarm situations, preferring predictable discomfort over the vast unknown of potential future freedom. Consider how many times you avoided speaking up because silence guaranteed you would not risk looking foolish. You traded the possibility of being understood for the absolute certainty of remaining entirely safe inside your shell. That quiet trade happens hundreds of times throughout your life, shaping a reality far smaller than your potential. The fear of loss creates a subtle, invisible ceiling above your head that limits every forward step you take. You watch others take bold leaps, wondering how they handle the terrifying weight of potential failure and regret. They feel the exact same sharp sting of fear, but they frame the emotional stakes slightly differently inside. Most people focus entirely on what might be lost, completely ignoring the massive, hidden cost of staying still. Remaining passive feels totally free of charge. Yet it slowly, quietly costs you your ultimate human potential over time. And this is where things quietly begin to break within our minds as years pass us by unnoticed. You wake up years later realizing that self-protection slowly morphed into an invisible cage of your own design. The emotional pain of missing out on life eventually surpasses the temporary comfort offered by avoiding every risk. Think about the conversations you never started because you feared the awkwardness of a possible quick rejection. Think about the artistic projects left untouched because failing publicly felt far too heavy to endure back then. The mind creates vivid worst-case scenarios, treating simple emotional discomfort as if it were physical, life-threatening danger. This biological mechanism kept our ancestors alive against real predators, but today, it mostly stifles our personal growth. We no longer run from wild animals. Instead, we run from potential embarrassment, failure, and deep emotional vulnerability. That ancient survival reflex misfires in modern life, treating minor social risks as catastrophic events to avoid completely. Take a moment and reflect on your own daily habits right now. Where are you actively playing safe? Maybe that is why you feel a persistent background numbness, a quiet disconnection from your true passions and goals. When you minimize every risk of losing, you simultaneously flatten your capacity to feel profound joy and excitement. Life becomes a gray landscape of safe choices, devoid of both sharp pain and deeply meaningful emotional high points. The brain chooses emotional static over unpredictability, valuing safety over the beauty of genuine personal transformation and discovery. But deep down, you probably already knew that staying comfortable was slowly eroding your sense of internal vitality. You feel that subtle friction every time you settle for less than what your heart truly desires deep down. Most people never notice what happens next when loss aversion takes complete control of their life choices every day. They begin to project their internal fear onto others, misinterpreting healthy opportunities as dangerous traps to be avoided. A genuine offer of love feels like an impending heartbreak waiting to happen at any given moment. A promising career shift feels like a trap that will inevitably strip away your hard-earned sense of security. The mind builds elaborate rationalizations to justify staying put, convincing you that now is simply not the right time. But the deeper truth is much harder to admit when you look closely into your own inner mirror. The right time never actually arrives because fear simply changes its shape as your circumstances shift over time. You will always find a logical reason to protect what you have, even if what you have hurts. Breaking free from this psychological loop requires a fundamental shift in how you view failure and loss entirely. Loss is not a permanent reflection of your personal worth. It is simply the natural price of active engagement. Every meaningful achievement in human history required trading absolute safety for the uncertain possibility of something much greater. When you reframe loss as simple feedback rather than lethal danger, the weight on your shoulders begins to lift. The sting of losing $100 still exists, but it no longer dictates the path you choose next. Imagine stepping into a room without carrying the heavy burden of having to protect your entire image every second. You speak freely, risk failure openly, and accept that losing something temporary opens space for genuine growth to enter. The invisible walls of your self-made prison begin to dissolve the moment you accept uncertainty as a friend. You realize that holding on too tightly actually suffocates the very things you are desperately trying to protect. Relationships thrive when given room to breathe, and personal talents expand only when pushed past comfortable limits every day. The fear of losing control is often the very thing preventing you from experiencing true freedom inside yourself. That silence says far more than people realize when they finally pause to observe their own hidden habits. It reveals that security is largely an illusion we construct to appease our anxious mind during uncertain times. Nothing in life remains entirely static, whether you try to hold on with all your strength or not. The ground beneath your feet is always shifting, inviting you to dance rather than freeze in absolute terror. Once you embrace this constant movement, loss aversion loses its quiet psychological grip over your daily actions. You stop measuring choices by what might be taken away and start measuring them by what could open up. The world transforms from a series of dangerous threats into a landscape rich with potential learning and discovery. You step forward, not because success is guaranteed, but because living fully matters far more than playing safe. The quiet, heavy weight in your chest begins to fade, replaced by a calm readiness for whatever comes next. You forgive your past self for hiding away, recognizing that protection was just an attempt to keep you safe. Now, with clearer eyes, you can thank that old protective mechanism while choosing a completely different narrative moving forward. Life was never meant to be lived in defensive posture, constantly bracing against potential losses around every single corner. It was meant to be felt deeply, explored fully, and experienced with an open heart, ready for everything. Subscribe today to continue this journey together, and leave a comment sharing what fear you are letting go of.